Go ahead, Jen.
Thanks, Jen. Dr. Fauci said that he's not going to the White House Correspondents Dinner, citing COVID concerns. Obviously, he's the president's chief medical advisor. As far as we know, the president is still planning to attend. How should people understand Dr. Fauci's decision versus the president's decision? And is there any concern that the president would be seen as not following the science in some way?
Well, first, I would note and respect everyone's privacy, including Dr. Fauci's, as much as he's very much a public figure. But as you all know, he can speak for himself and his decisions. And every individual will make their own decisions about whether they attend this event, other events, whether they wear a mask at it or not. Obviously, the White House Correspondents Association is requiring same-day testing. That's a decision they have made. The president outlined, as you all know, a 100-page plan in March intended to position us to go back to our more normal routines. But in that requires making risk assessments and decisions about what you're going to do and what you're going to attend and be a part of, as we all do every day. Today, the president felt it was very important to be at and speak at the memorial service for a diplomatic icon, Secretary Madeleine Albright. He made the decision to do that despite the fact that there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people there. He has made the decision he wants to attend in a safe way the White House Correspondents' Dinner to show his support, showcase his support for the free press, for the work of all of you, for the work of your colleagues around the world, to not only share accurate information about COVID, but also report on the war in Ukraine and all of the work that happens every single day. That does stand in stark contrast to his predecessor, who not only questioned the legitimacy of the press on a nearly daily basis, but also never attended the dinner, I don't believe. So he felt that was important and made a risk assessment to do that in consultation with his doctors and healthcare team. I would note that we also take additional precautions and steps. I would expect that he may wear a mask when he's not speaking. I'll wear a mask when I'm at the dinner in all likelihood. And we also took steps, including the fact that he's not attending for the eating portion of the dinner, and he'll be there for the program, which includes a number of speakers, the presentation of scholarships, as you know, and of course, his speaking and his roasting, where he will be on the menu, as he likes to say, when Trevor Noah is speaking. So, just like anything, it's a risk assessment and a decision he made on a personal basis.
Thank you. And I want to ask a few questions on Title 42, but real quick, I want to take another stab at a question I tried yesterday. You answered the first part of it. We've heard the president say over and over again that he has never spoken to his son about his business dealings. Has he ever spoken to his son's business partners about his son's business dealings?
Again, nothing has changed about what I said yesterday. The president does not get involved in the business dealings of his son.
Even through his son's business partners?
Nothing has changed since what I said yesterday.
Okay. I don't believe you answered that part of my question yesterday.
He's not involved in his son's business dealings.
On Title 42, Mayorkas detailed this 6-point plan. Part of it involves sending health care providers from the VA. He was asked about this on the Hill today. He said that it's necessary, that this interagency effort is necessary, but is it appropriate to be taking resources away from the VA to help with a surge at the border?
Again, these decisions and discussions about what resources are possible are made through the interagency process, and clearly having support and resources for our nation's veterans is a top priority to the president. But we also want to take steps we can at the border, even as we anticipate an increase in migrants coming to the border, to keep the American people safe, and this is part of that effort.
Another piece of this plan talked about the law enforcement help. CBP has 23,000 agents working on the southern border right now. We're already seeing 7,000 illegal crossings a day. That is expected to surge to 18,000 when Title 42 is lifted. So how does adding 600 law enforcement officers make a dent in that?
Well, I would say, Jackie, that one of the reasons that Secretary Mayorkas is participating in the important, democratic process of testifying on the Hill is to answer the questions of exactly how the resources he's requesting and they have identified as needing to address this potential increase will help address that. So I would point you to his many hours of testimony today and tomorrow.
And then there's been reporting that Speaker Pelosi is unhappy with the way that the White House has handled Title 42 and worried that if it comes up for a vote as part of a Ukraine package, that Democrats wouldn't have the votes to defeat that. Does the White House share that concern, and what do you make of Pelosi seeming to be kind of shaky on just how close she is with the White House on this decision?
Well, I would say we're incredibly close with Speaker Pelosi, and the president has known her for many, many decades. I don't have more to spell out or explain what her meaning was or what defeat it means or doesn't mean. There are many strong feelings and points of view on Capitol Hill in the House and in the Senate about Title 42. It wasn't a decision made by the White House. It's a decision made to lift it by the CDC. The authority was given to them by Congress. And our effort and our focus is on implementation, and the Department, the Secretary of Homeland Security is obviously testifying on that. So I don't have any more to explain about the particular comments, but we obviously work very closely with Speaker Pelosi on a range of issues, including immigration.
A number of Democrats are, speaking up about their problems with Title 42. I mean, Mark Kelly was briefed by Mayorkas yesterday. He said that he still has remaining questions about how and when resources are going to hit the ground. These are Democrats saying these things. They're not wanting, Title 42 to replace an immigration effort, but they're saying that there just is not a plan in place to support what's going to happen when Title 42 goes away.
Well, what I was trying to note earlier, perhaps not articulately, is that there are a range of members who have strong concerns about it being lifted. Again, not a decision we make, a decision made by health and science experts. And there are many members who feel very strongly about it actually being lifted and that moving forward. This is why Secretary Mayorkas is on the Hill doing, I believe, 4 hearings, answering extensive questions from a range of members, Democratic and Republican. He put out a 6-pillar plan on exactly how he's going to implement it, and that has been a plan that's been in the work for 6 months. So this is part of the democratic process happening, and he's happy to be on the Hill answering their questions. Go ahead, Peter.
Hey, Jen,